Good morning and welcome to Szeged, Hungary for the 2026 Paddle Europe Junior Under 23 Canoe Sprint European Championships. We're back for day 3 of the competition. My name is Rebbe Simon, a former Team GB canoeist and Rio 2016 Olympian, and I'll be your commentator for this weekend. We've got an exciting day coming up with finals this morning. We'll start with the C1 Junior Men 1000 meter final B at 9 o'clock in about 4 minutes time. We've got some B finals right after this race, followed by the first A final starting at 9:28 in the K1 Junior Men 1000 meter event. We'll also see some C1s, some under 23 K1s, men and women, followed by some K2s and some C2s later this weekend. A beautiful day here in Szeged with a lot of sun as always, not much wind, so perfect conditions for these paddlers to have a good day and enjoy racing. We might get some tailwind later today to hopefully get some fast times out there, maybe some PBs, maybe some records being broken. So the first B final will start in 3 minutes time. This course is one of the most iconic paddling courses in the canoeing world. The Matyr in Szeged always provides good atmosphere, mainly good conditions, a lot of fast times, a lot of world records being broken here. It's a great opportunity for these young paddlers, these young athletes to show what they can do and build on their bright futures, which I'm sure they have ahead of them. Having spoken to quite a few of the young athletes here, they're all feeling inspired by being able to race on this course that they've only seen on the live stream before or on TV. So hopefully that gets them extra motivated to race their best and build on big dreams for their future. In this first heat of the first final of the C1 Junior Men 1000 meters, in the B final, we have Italy, Lorenzo Battistelli in lane 1, Estonia, Veiko Asma in lane 2, Poland, Mikhail Lipinski in lane 3, Romania, Eduard Stoyan in lane 4, Moldova, Christian Kostas in lane 5, Georgia, Saba Melania in lane 6, Bulgaria, Dimitar Gadonov in lane 7, Cyprus, Marios Mosaikos in lane 8, and Slovakia, Marek Kukuczka in lane 9. You can see them lining up already, getting ready to go into the buckets. They've got about a minute, 2 minutes until their official start time. They're in their lanes, in the starting area, getting ready to go into the buckets to be under starters orders. So this is 1,000 meter racing. You'll see a lot of different tactics come into play. You'll see some athletes going out faster and other athletes finishing faster, building on the second half of the race. A lot of these races, these 1,000 meter races, get decided in the last 500 meters, and then especially in the last 200 meters. We've seen in the heats and the semi-finals that positions kept changing right to the very last meters of the 1,000 meter racing. So into the buckets they go. As I said, perfect conditions, flat water, fair conditions, and that's what they want. And they're off. Fast start from lane 7, Bulgaria, Gadonov. He got out the quickest from the buckets, but as I said, the start in the 1,000 meters is nothing that can't be fixed. They still have about 900 meters left of this race, but lane 7 from Bulgaria is still in the lead at the moment. got the Italian and the Estonian following in second and third at the moment, but it's still a long way to go for these athletes. They're settling into their paces now, lengthening out the strokes. Approaching the first 250-meter mark now, we'll get official timings, official positions of the athletes out on the course. We still have Gadzinov in the lead. Although officially, Battistelli from Italy is first, going through the 250-meter mark, followed by Gadzinov closely behind in lane 7. This is where the different tactics will start to come into play. You see some of the athletes hanging back. They might be saving up for the second half of this race to do a strong second 500. You see that happen quite often in these long races, especially if they don't have a tailwind to make the race even faster. We've got Gadzinov in the lead again, down in lane 7 from Bulgaria. But you can also see Kostas from Moldova catching up to him in lane 5. Middle lanes are your quickest qualifiers, the ones that would have been fourth in the semi-final to just miss out on the A-final qualification. So at the halfway point, we have Kostas from Moldova leading ahead of Gadzinov from Bulgaria. There's not much separating these 5 athletes in the top 5, about half a boat length between them at the moment. Kostas from Moldova taking over the lead now over the Bulgarian in lane 7 by about half a boat length now. Heading into the last 250 meters of the race. And he's still managing to pull away from the rest of the field. He'll have his eye on the win for this B final. After just missing out on the A final, I'm sure the win is what he's after here on this morning of racing. Going into the last 250 meters of the race, we still have Kostas in the lead, with Lipinski in second now from Poland and Gadzinov from Bulgaria in third. They are top 3 at the moment going into the last 200 meters of the race. Kostas is picking up the speed. You can see his stroke rate has picked up for this last 200 meters of the race, starting his sprint finish. He's being chased down by Lipinski from Poland, and the fight is on for third between Gadzinov and Battistelli from Italy in lane 1. Kostas still in the lead going into the last 100 meters of the race. Lipinski in second, and we still have Gadzinov in third. Battistelli from Italy fighting to get that third position. Remember, this is the B final, so no medals up for grabs, but a great race demonstrated by these boys, demonstrating the strength of this field as well. So Kostas from Moldova takes the win, with Lipinski from Poland in second, and Battistelli caught up from Italy to take third ahead of Gadzinov from Bulgaria. Congratulations to the boys. There's your winner on the screen, Christian Kostas from Moldova, taking the win in the B final of the C1 Junior Men 1,000-meter race. So that's the first race of the day done. There's the replay of the start. We'll see some slow motions from the middle of the race. Next race on course will be the K1 Junior Men 1,000-meter B final. Another strong field. In lane 1 from Belgium, we'll have Seppet van der Weyer. In lane 2 from Germany, we have Lars Tegger. In lane 3 from Great Britain, we have Oliver Mazur. In lane 4 from the Czech Republic, we have David Suk. In lane 5 from Slovakia, we have Jakub Bartolček. In lane 6 from Portugal, we have Martin Conceição. In lane 7 from Denmark, we have Rasmus Klita. In lane 8 from Bulgaria, we have Diman Simonov. And in lane 9 from Israel, we have Aryeh Cohen. There you see the start list for this B final in the K1 Junior Men 1000-meter race. Some young athletes, some 16-year-olds in this field. They have a strong career ahead of them, I'm sure. And what an iconic venue to race on as a youngster. You can see the athletes now in the starting area, now in their own lanes, heading into the buckets. Just taking the last few moments to concentrate, to think through their plans, especially in this 1000-meter. There'll be different race plans once again. Take some deep breaths going into the bucket and then getting ready to be under starters' orders and start their race. And they're off all the way cleanly, all the way pretty much in a line with no one jumping at the start, no one really getting stuck in the buckets. And we see lane 4 from Czechia, Suk, in the lead at the moment, along with the Slovakian in lane 5, Bartolčič, next to him. Bartolčič in the lead now, going into the first 200 meters of this race. Being in the middle lanes once again would mean they just missed out on qualifying for the A final, so they'll be looking to get the win in this B final, I'm sure, but it's anyone's game in this race. Going into the first 250 meters, we'll see official standings at this point from Czech Republic, Slovakia and Portugal being in your top 3 at the moment. This is when they'll start settling into the pace, lengthening out their strokes, because it's still a long way to go. You don't want to overdo it at the start, as they still have over 600 meters left of this race. You see lane 4 now, the Czech athlete Suk taking the lead by about half a boat length over the Slovakian and the Portuguese in lane 5 and 6 next to him. Again, we'll see some different tactics. We'll see some speed changes going into the second half of this race. And going through the halfway point, we'll see the official standings. We still have Suk from Czechia in the lead, followed by Conceição from Portugal in second. Both of these athletes have legends in their own countries to look up to, with Josef Dosa and Fernando Pimenta. I'm sure they want to step into their path in the future. You have Suk still in the lead, just ahead of the Portuguese in lane 6. The fight is on for third at the moment, but we still have 300 meters left of this race, so a lot can still change. This is where a lot of things happen in 1000-meter racing. This is where the races are decided. Going into the last 250 meters, Suk from Czechia has lengthened his lead out to over a boat length now over the Portuguese and the German athletes. Coming up to the last 200 meters of the race, this is where the sprint finishes start happening. This is where positions can still change, and it's not over till it's over. At the moment, it doesn't look like anyone is going to take the lead from Suk. in lane 4, although he's being challenged by the German Tegger in lane 2. Suk still in the lead going into the last 100 meters of the race. Germany in second. They're closing the gap meter by meter. Is going to come down right to the line, but Suk still in the lead and he's going to hold on. Czech Republic takes the win with Germany in second and Portugal comes in third. Great race demonstrated by these athletes. There's your winner, waving to his fans. He had a lot of cheering in the crowd, a lot of people behind him supporting him. Gave it his all, as you can see. Timed it perfectly, emptied the tank in this 1,000-meter racing, and that's all you can do. That's all you can ask from yourself, is to do your best and not leave anything out there. There you see the start in slow motion now. Going through the 500 there. There's your winner. Seems like he's happy with that race, as he should be. Demonstrated the strength of this event in this B final of the Junior Men K1000 meters. The next race is starting in just 2 minutes. It will be the under 23 men's K1000 meter B final. We'll have Cyprus in lane 1, Daniel Sirotin. In lane 2, Great Britain, Gabriel Kavli. In lane 3, Latvia, Archmos Ivanovs. In lane 4, Italy, Luca Micotti. In lane 5, Slovenia, Tias Kupš. In lane 6, Ireland, Davy Reynolds. In lane 7, Czechia, Lukas Hrebek. In lane 8, Sweden, Arvid Söderman. In lane 9, Poland, Thomas Burko. There you see them lining up already. In the starting area now, they need to be within their lanes in the starting area 3 minutes prior to their start time. And now they're going into the buckets. There you see the start list for this race, for this B final of the under 23 men K1 1,000-meter race. Remember, this is an Olympic event, the K1000 meters. There we see the athletes going into the buckets. You can see some athletes deciding to go in a bit later. Do they want to hang in the buckets too long before the start? It's personal preference of how quickly you want to go in within a decent amount of time. Just waiting for the starters' orders now. And they're off. Looks like false start from this race. From up here, it looked like it was lane 4, the Italian, doing the stroke into the bucket before it went down. You can see some athletes choosing to circle around. Some of them just reverse back into the start line. They wait a few minutes now before the next start goes. They can take these next few minutes before they go into the buckets again to just gather their thoughts again. Take some deep breaths. They don't need to stress too much. Although whoever did the false start will probably get a warning. No disqualification from one false start. They'll just be warned, and 2 warnings equal a disqualification. So he'll have to be a bit careful going into the next start. which he can afford to do in 1,000-meter racing. So better to be a bit safer than risk getting disqualified from this race. You can see the athletes now circled round, going into the buckets once again, and getting ready for the second start. Lane 4, the Italian. Micotti got the warning for the false start. And the starter's orders now. And they're off now cleanly and away. Looks like lane 4 managed to get a great start out of the buckets after doing a false start in the first go. We see lane 7, Rebek from Czechia, out in the lead at the moment, just slightly ahead of the Swedish and the Polish next to him in lane 8 and 9. Looks like it's the Polish Burko in the lead at the moment, just slightly ahead of the Swedish next to him. Going into the first 250 meters of the race now. We'll see official standings. Burko and Soderman from Poland and Sweden in the lead, followed by Czechia in third at the moment after the first 300 meters of this race. This is where they get settled into their rhythm, into their paces now. Some different tactics will come into play as we head into the first half of this 1,000-meter racing. Looks like Burko from Poland is extending his lead to about half a boat length ahead of Soderman, the Swede, next to him. We've got the Italian Micotti coming in third at the moment. Going through the halfway mark now. So you've got Poland, Sweden, Italy as your top three, with Czechia and Slovenia chasing for those spots. You can see relaxed and long strokes from all these athletes. And I'm sure the dynamic is going to pick up even more going into the last 300 meters of this race. This is where they start picking up the speed, picking up the stroke rate a little bit, as much as they can, with the amount of energy they have left after having done 700 meters of racing already. This is where this 1,000-meter really starts to hurt now. But this is where they need to dig deep and stick to their own race plan. You can see that Micotti from Italy taken over the lead, slightly ahead of Soderman from Sweden. Burko from Italy in third at the moment, going into the last 250 meters of the race. See Italy in the lead, followed by Sweden and Poland. Going into the last 200 meters of the race, Micotti is extending his lead ahead of Soderman from Sweden. And now you can see Rebek from Czechia picking up the speed as well and chasing down his competitors to try and get the win in this B final. But you can see Micotti also picking up the speed and extending his lead from his competitors going into the last 100 meters of the race. The fight is on for second at the moment between Czechia and Sweden. Clear leader at the moment from Italy, that's Micotti in the lead. He'll take the win. And Rebek comes in second, followed by Soderman. So Italy, Czechia and Sweden are your top three in this B final. Latvia comes in fourth, with Great Britain in fifth in this race. There's your winner on the screen. Once again, you can see different tactics coming into play. We had some athletes leading from the start and And then you could see the Italian picking up the speed and taking over the lead with about 350 meters to go and holding onto that. This is the beauty of 1,000-meter racing. This is why it's fun. This is why it's exciting to watch and race. Personally, it was always my favorite distance to race. A lot could change. And now you can see the next race already lining up, which will be the K1 Junior Women's 1,000-meter Final B. We have lane 1, Norway. That's Berge. Lane 2, Latvia. Sazerna. Lane 3, Spain. Corredoira. Lane 4, AINA. Kashubina. Lane 5, Croatia. Tonkovic. Lane 6, Serbia. Kurtovic. Lane 7, Portugal. Martinez. Lane 8, Great Britain. Bates. And lane 9, Ireland. Caffrey. And they're off already. Looks like they got away cleanly, no false starts in this race. And we'll get a view of where the standings are going into the first 200 meters of this race. We'll have the A finals of these races that we've seen and we see coming up shortly after these B finals. Looks like the British athlete is in the lead. That's Annie Bates from Great Britain. But we'll see official standings going into the first 250 meters of this race. You have the Spanish Corredoira in the lead, followed by the Croatian in lane 5 in second. But those 4 girls in the top 4 are really close to each other at the moment, about half a boat length separating those top 4 in the first half of this race. As we've seen before, things can change in the second half of the race, and a lot can be decided in the last 200 meters, depending on the tactics and the race plan these athletes have chosen and have practiced and talked about with their coaches, with their teams. It's important that they stick to what they know, stick to what they've practiced, and stay controlled. It's easy to get distracted in 1,000 meters because it is a long way. But if you know exactly what you're doing, then you know what to stick to and you know the cues you need to remember. So going into the first 500 meters of this race, we have Croatia, Tonkovic in the lead, followed by the Spanish and the AINA athletes. They're your top 3 going through the halfway mark at the moment. Tonkovic still in the lead by about half a boat length ahead of the Spanish. In the lead is still Tonkovic from Croatia. Going into the last 250 meters of this race now. So in the last 250 meters of this race now, Tonkovic still in the lead, followed by Corredoira from Spain and the AINA athlete Kashubina in third. This is where things will, I'm sure, change. All these leading athletes will get challenged. They all want the win. They want to finish as ahead as possible. Spanish athlete is catching up to the Croatian now, with also lane 4 chasing them down. Tonkovic still in the lead, now heading into the red boys, which means last 100 meters of the race now. Tonkovic still in the lead, chased down by Corredoira and Kashubina from Spain and the AINA. About 50 meters left of the race now. Tonkovic still holding onto the lead, just ahead of Corredoira. It's going to come down right to the line. And that's going to be a photo finish on the screen. We have Spain as the winner, but we have to wait for official confirmation of that race. What a great fight from these girls in this B final. Once again demonstrating the depth of the field in this race as well. It looks like they've given it to Corredoira. Timed it to perfection and got the lead right at the end when she needed to. You can see different tactics once again, with Kashubina coming up in the end in the last 200 meters of that race. So that was the last B final of this morning's racing, and our next race is going to be the first A final of this championships. It's going to be the K1 Junior Men 1,000-meter A final. In lane 1, we'll have Spain, Francisco Gonzalez. In lane 2, Estonia, Roman Orlov. Lane 3, Turkey, Rami Karahan. He was the bronze medalist in this event at the World Championships from a few weeks ago. Lane 4, AIMB, Heorhi Baratun. In lane 5, AINA, Ivan Nekrasov. In lane 6, Ireland, the current world champion, Sean Battley. In lane 7, the Italian Leonardo Candela. In lane 8, the home favorite from Hungary, Huba Borda. And lane 9, Poland, Adam Kuczynski. There you see the start list up on the screen now as well. This is promising to be a very exciting final, I'm sure, with the current gold and bronze medalist from the World Championships. I'm sure this is going to be another great fight between these boys. We'll see some different tactics come into play again in this 1,000 meters, going into the buckets now, waiting to be under starters' orders. And they're off away cleanly, with the Italian Candela jumping out at the start, the quickest. We've seen that from him from the heats and semi-finals already this weekend, but now you get to see the world champion in lane 6, Sean Battley. They're all pretty much in a line at the moment. The Hungarians got a slight lead ahead of the rest of the field going into the first 200 meters of this race now. But remember, this is a very long race, 1,000 meters of pure tactics, strength, and stamina. This will be a mental battle as well for these guys, all wanting to get on that podium. Going into the first 250 meters of the race, we have 5 boats within half a boat length. AIMB leading with Turkey in second and Hungary in third at the moment, but not much separating the AINA and the Irish athlete from top 3. This will be a very different race to the one they had in Canada. They had extreme headwind in that race, so this will make the race slightly shorter. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for these athletes that have raced there as well. You can see that's the Turkish athlete Karahan, along with the AINA and the AIMB in your top 3 at the moment, going into the first 500 meters of this race. This is the halfway point. We'll see official standings of the race. We have AINA Varazun leading ahead of Nekrasov. Sorry, Nekrasov was in the lead at the halfway point, with Varazun in second, followed by Karahan in third. We have Sean Battley in fourth at the moment, with Hungarian in fifth, coming up to the last 300 meters of the race now. Nekrasov in the lead in lane 5. At the moment, about half a boat length lead on lane 4, Varazon from the AIMB, going into the last 250 meters of this race. Now, this is where things are going to change. This is where paces will be picked up by these athletes to do a strong sprint finish going into the last 250 meters of the race. We still have AINA in the lead, followed by AIMB and Turkey in 3rd. Ireland in 4th. And going into the last 200 meters of the race now, the race is on for the podium. It looks like Nekrasov from the AINA team has managed to pick up the speed and extend his lead out from Varazon in lane 4. Next to him, Karahan still holding on to 3rd position with Sean Battley in 4th. In the last 100 meters of the race now, Nekrasov is extending his lead even more. Looks like he will take the win. He's got almost 2 boat lengths ahead. And there's your world champion, your European champion, your European silver medalist and bronze medalist from AINA, AIMB and Turkey. There he is celebrating, throwing his paddles. Clearly very happy to be the new European champion. A perfectly timed race by Nekrasov. Went with the field in the middle of the race and pulled away in the last 200 when he needed to. Got to the front when it mattered. So we have to wait for official confirmation of the top athletes. Top 3 were pretty clear: Nekrasov, Varazon and Karahan. So Karahan gets another bronze medal after winning the bronze at the World Championships as well, adding to his collection. We have another A final coming up in just a few minutes' time. This time we're going to the canoes. This will be the C1 Junior Men 1,000-meter A final. In lane 1 from Germany, we have Makar Pron. In lane 2 from Hungary, the home favorite Lukács Molnár. In lane 3 from Czechia, Danilo Martinenko. In lane 4 from Portugal, Duarte Cunha. In lane 5 from AINA, Alexander Minev. In lane 6, AIMB, Gleb Kavalevich. In lane 7, Ukraine, Ivan Kisia. In lane 8, Latvia, Mihalis Soves. In lane 9, Spain, Javier Cid. You can see the official results of European best time as well from the ANA athlete Nekrasov in the K1 Junior Men 1,000 meters and AMB in 2nd with Turkey in 3rd. The world champion Sean Battley just misses the medals this time, coming in 4th with the Hungarian in 5th. You can see the start list now for the next A final of the event. You can see them coming into the buckets now. They'll be thinking through their race plans now, concentrating down their own lane, then no looking left or right here. Luckily, we've still got fair conditions, which is exactly what they want in this. As you could see from the previous result, it's also fast out there, having got a European best time in the previous race. And they're off now with lane 7, the Ukrainian Kisil getting out of the buckets the quickest. But now we have Lane 2, Molnar in the lead ahead of the lane 5, Minev from the ANA, with also the Spanish in lane 9, Thid following them. They're your top 3 at the moment, going into the first 200 meters of this A final of the C1 Junior Men 1,000-meter event. The Hungarian in lane 2, Molnar in the lead currently. He's got about half a boat length lead on Minev from AANA. Coming up to the first 250 meters of this race now. With the official standings going through to the first 250, Hungary in first with AANA in second, Germany and Spain in third and fourth. You can now see the Czech athlete Martinenko also picking up the speed to try and go with the Hungarian next to him in lane 2. You can also see the coaches cycling alongside them on the island. There's always a race on, a little cycling race on as well for the coaches at these competitions, following their athletes, cheering them on. Minev has now taken over the lead from Molnar, but we still have a long way to go. Just about coming up to the 500-meter mark now. Pretty much in a line for top 2, AANA, slightly ahead of Hungary, with Germany in third, closely followed by the Czech athlete. So this is where tactics will come into play now. Some athletes will have planned to pick up the speed in the second half of the race, and you can see that from the Hungarian, from Molnar in lane 2. He also knows he's got the crowd behind him on his home turf here in Szeged. But Minev and Molnar are pretty much in a line at the moment, coming into the second half of this race. You can now see lane 8, Soloveis from Latvia, taking over the lead from the rest of the field. Coming up to the last 250 meters of this race now. We have Latvia in the lead with Hungary in second, AANA in third. But a lot can change, and these guys are now closing in on each other. This race is getting more and more exciting as the distance goes on, going into the last 200 meters of the race now. We still have Latvia in the lead, closely followed by the Hungarian. Will the crowd get him into winning position? We have the Czech athlete Martinenko chasing him down as well. The race is on for the podium and for the win in this C1 Junior Men 1,000-meter race. We're going into the red boys now, the last 100 meters of the race. The race is on between Hungary and the Czech Republic. Looks like Czech Republic, Martinenko has got slight lead over the Hungarian, with now Minev as well wanting some of that race. It looks like Minev has taken over the lead from the Czech athlete. And Minev takes the win. He is the European champion. Czechia gets the silver medal. And it looks like Germany ended up getting the bronze. There's your winner. He was the leader for a lot of the race, held back a bit in the last 300, and then picked up the speed in the last 100 meters of the race when it mattered to take the win and be the new European champion. So Alexander Minev from AANA is your European champion. Martinenko from the Czech Republic is your silver medalist. And it looks like Pron from Germany took the bronze medal. What a great race demonstrated by these young athletes here in Szeged. We have about 3 minutes until the next final of this this morning's session will be the K1 under 23 men 1,000 meter A final. There you can see them lining up, getting ready to go into the buckets. Spain in lane 1, Marcos Caballero. In lane 2, Israel, Neville Kleinman. In lane 3, France, Marin Lani. Lane 4, Valdemar Jorgensen. Lane 5, the Hungarian, Zoltán Mircea. In lane 6, Dinas Yermolenka from the AAMB. Lane 7, Germany, Jan Graf. In lane 8, Dimitri Avdev from AANA. And lane 9, Serbia, Veljko Popovic. Another great race, I'm sure, is coming up for us. We have the Hungarian who won a gold medal in the K4 recently at the World Championships. He's now back in the K1000 for this event. We've also got another medalist from the World Championships, the German who won the silver medal in the K2 500. So both in different events this weekend. The Hungarian had a great selection event in Hungary earlier this year, being third behind the legends of Kopas and Varga from Hungary. So he'll be one to watch in this race, getting ready to start now. And they're off. It looks like lane 8, Avdev from AANA got the best of the start, but they all came out cleanly. They all came out pretty much in a line all together, as they are going now as well. The Hungarian in lane 5, Mircea, has a slight lead over the rest of the field at the moment, going into the first 200 meters of this race, closely followed by the rest of the field. They're all within half a boat length at this point of the race. Still got a long way to go, as we've seen in previous races. A lot of different tactics will come into play, and it will only be decided in the last few meters. Going into the first 250 meters now, we've got the Hungarian Mircea with half boat length lead over the AAMB and the Danish athletes. Settling into a nice rhythm now. You can see the strokes lengthening out now, taking the stroke rate down slightly from their starting rates. You can't afford to take it down too low, because then your boat will sit too low in the water, the speed will drop too much, and then it's too hard to pick back up. So you have to find that nice middle ground for this 1,000 meter. The pacing is the most important here in this race. We still have the Hungarian Mircea in the lead going into the first half of this race. We'll see official standings going through the halfway checkpoint. Hungary in the lead, followed by AAMB and Denmark. At the moment, this is where things are going to change, I'm sure. All the athletes will want to get on the podium. They want to get that top 3, and they want to do exactly what they planned out to do. They want to do their own race plan. They don't want to get distracted by anyone else around them. So many different tactics can be successful in this 1,000 meter races, so it's important that they stick to what they've practiced and what they know without getting distracted by what's going on around them. We still have the Hungarians slightly in the lead, ahead of the AAMB athlete Yermolenka next to him in lane 6. The Danish holding on for third. That's Jorgensen from Denmark in lane 4. He's in third position still at the moment. Going into the last 250 meters of the race, Yermolenka has taken over the lead from Mircea in Hungary just slightly, and the Danish still holding on for third. Going into the last 200 meters of the race is on for the win in this event. You can see Mircea and Yermolenka in the top 2 at the moment, and Jorgensen is being challenged by Avdev for that third position as well, for the bronze medal. Going into the last 100 meters of the race, Yarmolenko is extending his lead over Mircea from Hungary, and looks like Avdev is in third at the moment, but Jorgensen is not giving it easy. He also wants that medal. He's chasing down the third position. Yarmolenko takes the win, Avdev in second, and Hungary holds on for third. So AIMB, AINA, and Hungary are your medalists in this race. Jorgensen just misses out on a medal, but a great race by this whole field of the under-23 men. You can see the winner of this race, the gold and silver medalists from this European Championships. Perfectly timed race once again by Yarmolenko. Took over the home favorite, showing respect to each other by congratulating each other after taking the gold and the silver medal in that race. We have another exciting final coming up next in the C1 men 1,000-meter race. The under-23 men. This is the results. AIMB, Yarmolenko wins. He's the European champion with Avdev in second, Mircea in third. They are medalist. Denmark, France, Germany, Spain, Serbia, and Israel are as follows. So the C1 under-23 men 1,000-meter final A is coming up. In lane 1, we have AINA, Vladimir Afanin. Lane 2, Moldova, Mihai Chihaya. Lane 3, Resul Aydin from Turkey. Lane 4, as you can see on the screen, Hungary, David Uhrin. In lane 5, Czechia, Adam Rudolf. In lane 6, AIMB, Maxim Murawski. In lane 7, Italy, Samuele Veglianti. Lane 8, Bulgaria, Preslav Georgiev, and lane 9 are from Denmark, Arthur Scales. So in this event, we have the silver and the bronze medalists from the World Championships earlier this year. Adam Rudolf won the silver medal in Canada. He's also been in some senior championship finals, including the World Cup earlier here in Szeged this year. And we have David Uhrin from Hungary in lane 4, who won the bronze medal in Canada earlier this year. They're in the middle of the field. There'll be ones to watch, I'm sure. But once again, it's anyone's game in this final. And nothing is decided before they start. Adam Rudolf is also the reigning European champion from last year in this event. So we'll see who will take the 3 medals in this race in just a moment. And the starters' orders now in the buckets, ready to go. And they are off all out clearly. Looks like the Hungarian and the Czech athletes caught the start the best. But we'll see that they're basically all in a line at the moment going into the first 100 meters of this race, with the Hungarian and the Danish in the lead, slightly ahead of the rest of the field. But once again, it's still a long way to go. They'll need to settle into a rhythm soon and need to find their pace. They need to find their stroke rates, the ones that work for them, and not get distracted by what's going on around them in this race. We've got Hungary in the lead now by about half a boat length ahead of the Czech athlete and the Bulgarian down in lane 8. We'll see official standings going through the first 250. Hungary in the lead, with Czechia in second, Moldova in third at the moment, but only a second separating the top 5. No extreme weather conditions luckily, here in Szeged today. So no unfair conditions or no favouring conditions and favouring lanes for anyone in this race, which is exactly what these athletes want. Hungary, Ukraine still in the lead, with Czechia, Rudolf following in second at the moment. We have Chihaya from Moldova in third, but they're all still really close to each other. And we'll see the official standings going through the halfway point now. So going through the first 500 meters, we have Ukraine from Hungary in the lead, with Rudolf from Czechia in second and Moldova in third, although it looks like Afunin from AINA has taken over that third position from Chihaya in lane 2. Hungary is still slightly in the lead, but Rudolf is coming up on him to take that first position in this race at the moment. We still have over 300 meters left of this race, and the crowd is getting louder and louder, cheering on these athletes. I'm sure the Hungarian is going to have a lot of family and friends out here cheering him on, supporting him, as well as all the other athletes as well. So top three remain the same: Hungary, Czechia and AINA at the moment, going into the last 250 meters of this race. It's Hungary, Czechia, AINA in the lead, closely followed by the AIMB athlete of Murawski. Going into the last 200 meters of the race, this is where the pace will get picked up by some of the athletes. We've seen a lot of position changes in the previous races now, and I'm sure this won't be any different. They all want to get on that podium. They want to get that win. It looks like Rudolf is pulling away now from the Hungarian, and the AIMB athlete from lane 6 is also challenging for those top positions. So Rudolf in the lead, Murawski in second at the moment, and Ukraine from Hungary holding on for third, but being chased down by Chihaya from Moldova for that bronze medal. Rudolf still in the lead going into the last 20 meters of this race. So Rudolf takes the win, with AIMB in second, and Moldova takes over the Hungarian in the last few meters to take the bronze medal. So there's Adam Rudolf, the reigning European champion and the 2026 European champion as well. Once again, positions changed all the way to the last meters of this race here in Szeged. So after a silver medal from Canada, Rudolf now has a gold in this race. Murawski takes the silver and Chihaya takes the bronze medal in this race with a really close finish. The Hungarian Ukraine takes fourth place in this final of the C1 under 23 men 1,000 meter race. Rudolf showing the depth of the canoe sport from the Czech Republic, with Martin Fuchsa, of course, being the legend in this event, being the current European, world and Olympic champion. So I'm sure Rudolf will want to follow in his footsteps in the future. We can already see the next race lining up on course, which is going to be the K1 Junior Women 1,000 meter final. In lane 1, we have Poland, Olivia Boruca. In lane 2, Romania, Bianca Istratescu. In lane 3, Denmark, Frida Soborg. In lane 4, Barbara Janotova from the Czech Republic. Lane 5, AIMB, Julia Kotska. In lane 6, Italy, Anastasia Isabella. In lane 7, Rebecca Hirsch from Germany. In lane 8, from Hungary, Nadine Chalo. And lane 9, from Slovakia, Paulina Suvova. There you see up on the screen with the youngest athlete from Slovakia being just 14 in this final. We have the current world champion from the Czech Republic in this race. That's Barbara Janotova. She'll be in lane 4, one to watch once again for the top 3, as well as the silver medalist from the recent World Championships. That's Anastasia Insabella from Italy. They're in lane 4 and 6 in this race, so there'll be ones to watch for sure. But as you can see in previous events, it's not over till it's over, and it's anyone's game. The wind has slightly picked up now. They've got a nice, strong tailwind. And fun fact for you, the European best time by Emma Jorgensen from 2014 was set in a race that I also competed in and won the silver medal behind Emma. So let's see if that time can be beaten this time and they can set a new European best time 12 years after Emma set it. And they are off. It looks like lane 6, the Italian Insabella got out the buckets the quickest, but all the way clearly and ready for this 1,000-meter racing. So Insabella and Janotova in the lead at the moment, as to be expected from their recent result in Canada. But Kotka is also following closely behind. They're your top 3 at the moment, going into the first 200 meters of the race. Expect some fast times with this nice tailwind, warm weather, warm water, perfect conditions for these kayakers. Going into the first 250 meters of the race, we have Insabella from Italy in the lead by about a boat length over Kotka and Janotova. Hungary in 4th at the moment, down here in lane 8. This is where the girls will start settling into a nice rhythm, lengthening their strokes out to pick up their 1,000-meter pacing and stick to their own plans. You'll see some different tactics once again come into play, especially in the second 500 of this event. It's important that they use their big muscles of trunk and legs in this first half of the race. They don't want to be using their arms and tightening up the small muscles in their bodies to allow the lactic to build up. It's going to come, but you want to delay that to the last possible moment. Going through the first half of the race now. Italy in the lead, AMB in 2nd, and Czechia in 3rd. So lane 4, 5, and 6 are your top 3 at the moment, with Insabella still in the lead from Italy and Janotova in 2nd, closely followed by Kotka in 3rd. The Danish Soborg and the Hungarian are in your 4th and 5th position at the moment. Insabella still holding on to the lead, Janotova holding on for 2nd, and Kotka still in 3rd, going into the last 300 meters of this race now. Looks like Janotova is chasing down the Italian and is closing the gap now, but the Italian is still in the lead, just ahead of the Czech going into the last 250 meters of the race. This is where they have to dig deep. This is where it starts to really hurt. So you have Italy, Czechia, and AMB in your top 3 still, going into the last 200 meters of the race. They'll start their sprint finish here, and you'll see the different tactics come into play going into the last 200 meters of this race. Janotova slightly has a lead now over Insabella from Italy, and Kotka holding on for 3rd at the moment. Janotova pulling away now from the rest of the field. She's got almost a boat length lead on Insabella, and Kotka Let's see if she can get the European gold after winning gold at the World Championships in Canada and add to her collection. Going into the last few meters of the race now. Yanatova from the Czech Republic will take the win. She's a European champion. Kotska holds on for second, and Isabella takes the bronze medal. The German comes in fourth. And there's your European champion, Barbara Yanotova. After being a world champion, she's now a European champion in this event as well. Looks like their times were quite quick. The 3:58 on the screen as we saw. But we have to wait for official confirmation on that. We'll see if they got the European best time 12 years after it was set in 2014 by Emma Jorgensen. That European Championships was held in France. There we go, 3:57 for Barbara Yanotova, just 1 second away from Europeans' best time, with Kotska in second and Isabella taking the bronze medal. Germany takes fourth, with Denmark in fifth. The Hungarian comes in seventh, with the Polish athlete Boruka in sixth. Next race is coming up shortly in a few minutes' time. The under-23 women's K1 1,000-meter final. In lane 1, we have Slovakia, Romana Svekova in lane 2, AANA, Anastasia Kravchenko in lane 3, Elizaveta Fedorova from Estonia in lane 4, from Hungary, Zita Bauer in lane 5, from Italy, Georgia La Calamita in lane 6, from Poland, Weronika Marchewska in lane 7, from AIMB, Daria Klichinskaya in lane 8, from Spain, Jaiza Novo in lane 9, from Serbia, Katalin Gere. We have the bronze medalist in this event from the World Championships in lane 6, the Polish athlete Marchewska. So she'll be one to watch for sure. Hungarian in lane 4, home favourite. And they are off all out clearly from the start. The Hungarian Bauer caught the start the best out of the field. She's out in front by about half a boat length now. She's got about half a boat length lead on the rest of the field. We saw Sára Foyt in this event from Hungary competing at the World Championships, taking the win there. We've got a different Hungarian racing here now. I'm sure she'll try and repeat the same result her teammate did in Canada from a few weeks ago. We've still got Hungary in the lead with Kravchenko from the AANA in second at the moment, going through the first 250 meters. So Serbian in second, Hungary in the lead with Serbia Gere in second, closely followed by the AANA athletes from lane 2 in third. They are top 3 at the moment after the first quarter of this race. This is where they start settling into a nice rhythm, lengthening their strokes out. And we'll start thinking about the tactics that they will do, the race plan that they want to stick to. So Bauer from Hungary still in the lead, but then we have about 5 girls in a line chasing her down. Coming up to the halfway point now. Hungarian and the Estonian are in your top 2 at the moment, going through the halfway point. slightly ahead of the Italian ANA and the Polish athlete. There's 6 girls all within half a boat length of each other, which is promising to be a really exciting second half of this 1,000-meter final. The Hungarian Bauer is pulling away slightly from the rest of the girls now. She's got about half a boat length lead over Fedorova from Estonia next to her in lane 3. The Italian in third at the moment, along with the Polish athlete in lane 6 as well. Bauer, the Hungarian, is pulling away as the meter's going. She's got a whole boat length lead now on the rest of the field going into the last 250 meters of this race now. You'll see official standings going through this checkpoint. There's Hungary, Bauer in the lead, with Poland in second, Italy in third, and Estonia in fourth. But those 3 girls behind are all really close to each other going into the last 200 meters of the race. The Hungarian still in the lead, and you can see Fedorova has picked up the stroke rate now. She'll want to get on that podium along with La Calamita and Marchewska from Italy and Poland. Looks like the Italian is managing to pick up the speed the best out of these 3 girls, slightly edging them over into second position now, but the Hungarian Bauer is holding on to her lead, and if anything, extending her lead now to a boat length and a half going into the last 50 meters of the race now. Hungary, Bauer in the lead. Italy fighting for that second spot along with Fedorova from Estonia. No doubt about the leader. Bauer takes the gold. La Calamita takes second, and Fedorova will be your bronze medalist. Marchewska just misses on the medals by placing 4th in that final. But a great race demonstrated by all these girls in this final. Congratulations to them all. Perfectly timed race by Zita Bauer from Hungary. So after Hungary taking the gold in the World Championships a few weeks ago, they now have the gold as well in the European Championships here in Szeged in front of the home crowd. So there's your European champion and your silver and bronze medalist as well, with the confirmation of the results from that final. So there's the confirmation. Zita Bauer from Hungary takes the win. Georgia La Calamita in second. Elizaveta Fedorova in third. They're your medalists from this race. Poland, Slovakia, ANA, Serbia, ANB, and Spain are behind them in that order. But a really well raced race by these athletes, showing the beauty of 1,000 meters. We have a short gap now. Next race will be on course at 10:52, which will be the K2 Junior Men 1,000-meter Final A. We have a few medal ceremonies before that coming up between these finals and the next one on course. And welcome back to the next final of this morning's finals here in Szeged at the 2026 Paddle Europe Junior and Under 23 Canoe Sprint European Championships. If you're just tuning in, I'm Rebby Simon, a former Team GB canoeist and Rio 2016 Olympian, and I'll be your commentator this weekend for the racing here in Szeged. We've already had some exciting finals this morning, and we have the junior men's K2000 meter A final coming up next in just a couple of minutes' time. In this final, we've got AIMB boat in lane 1 of Tranchek and Aptikejew. In lane 2, Poland of Witkowski and Kazmiretak. In lane 3, the Hungarians of Varga and Kardos. In lane 4, the Turkish boat of Sarak and Karahan. In lane 5, the Italian boat of Cortese and Savella. In lane 6, the German boat of Arnold and Zerebilo. In lane 7, the British boat of Hatton and Dixon. In lane 8, the AINA boat of Petrov and Novoselov. And in lane 9, Czech Republic of Barabas and Masik. We've already seen one of the Turkish paddlers take a medal earlier today in the K1000. Karahan took the bronze in the K1000 meter final. He's back now in the K2 to try and get another medal here on the Matier course in Szeged. The weather is still perfect. We've still got some sun, haven't got much wind. The lake is flat, so perfect conditions for these young athletes here today. It's beautiful Saturday morning. Ideal conditions, fair conditions, and that's exactly what they want. Hungary took the win in this event last year at the European Championships. European best time set by a Great Britain boat 10 years ago. Going into the buckets now, the athletes are ready to be under starters orders and start this 1000 meter A final. It's the junior men's K2 under starters orders. And they are off all away. Clearly, it looks like the Italian boat in lane 5 got out the quickest of the start, but we'll see the standings in a second. There we go, lane 3, the Hungarians, and lane 5, the Italians have a slight lead ahead of the rest of the field, along with the Czech boat down in lane 9. Remember, this is 1000 meters, so a long way to go still. About 150 meters into the race now. Hungary has the lead, but a lot can still change in this race of 1000 meters. They'll soon settle into a nice rhythm, lengthening their strokes out, settling into their race pace. We'll see the split times going over the first 250 meters of this race. Hungary in the lead, with Germany in second, and Great Britain in third. For now, AINA and the AINB boats are closely behind in fourth and fifth. A lot can still change in this race. We still have over 650 meters to go until the end. You can see them lengthening their strokes out now. Drop the stroke rate slightly from the start. The front person sets the rhythm, and the person in the back follows perfectly. They would have practiced this many, many times before. They would have gelled together. In these K2s, it's really important to work together as a team, stick to the race plan, stick to what they would have planned and discussed beforehand. Going through the 500 meter mark, this is the halfway point in this race. 3 boats pretty much in a line, with Turkey in front, Hungary in second, and Germany in third. Not far behind is the AINB boat up in lane 1 as well. Hungary are slightly ahead of the Germans now. but nothing is decided yet. They've still got a long way to go. These 1,000-meter races are usually decided in the last 250, 200 meters of the race. That's when things can change, and we've seen that already this morning. About 300 meters to go now, and top three is still the same of Turkey, Hungary, and Germany. Going into the last 250 meters now. Germany is leading in front of Turkish and the Hungarian boat. Not far behind is the AAN-A and the AAN-B boat going into the last 200 meters now. This is where the pace is going to pick up. This is where the front paddler picks up the stroke rate, with the back paddler giving him more power to let him do that, to make it easier for him to pick that stroke rate up. They work together to make the boat go faster, to pick up the speed. You can see the Hungarians now pulling up on the Germans. It's Germany and Hungary in your top two at the moment, with the British and the Italian boat challenging the boat for the last spot on the podium, but nothing's over till it's over. Going into the last 50 meters, it's still Hungary in the lead. Germany in second. Hungary takes the win. Germany is second, and the British boat comes in for third. So Hungary are your European champions. Germany takes the silver medal, and Great Britain wins its first medal of the weekend, a bronze medal for Tom Hatton and Samuel Dixon. A perfectly timed race by all these boats. Hungary pulled away in the last 100 meters, exactly when it mattered, and the British boat, an amazing second half of this race in the 1,000, and got to the top three when it mattered. Clear top three boats in this race. There's your winners on the screen. High five. A high finger. That's probably all the energy they have left after a tough 1,000-meter race. Congratulations to all the paddlers in this final, perfectly demonstrating the beauty of this 1,000-meter racing. All the position changing and all the different tactics coming into play. So Hungary win in front of home crowds. Germany takes silver, and Great Britain take bronze. There's your official results. Hungary in first, Germany in second, Great Britain in third, and AAN-A boat just misses on the medals, placing fourth, with Italy in fifth, Poland in sixth, AAN-B in seventh, Czech Republic in eighth, and Turkey in ninth. Next race on course is the C2 Junior Men 1,000-meter Final A. In this race, we've got France in lane one of Papigny and Di Gregorio in lane two, AAN-B of Abdeshka and Charmanik in lane three, Poland, Dekowski and Agustiniak in lane three, Romania, Stajkut and Rusu in lane five, Molnar and Molnar from Hungary in lane six, Portugal, Macedo and Barbosa in lane seven, Spain, Lago and Figueroa in lane 8, Germany, Weber and Wendt, and lane 9 from Ukraine, Kozachuk and Kozminets. Hungary are the reigning European champions in this event from last year. Belarus hold the European best time of 3:36. The course is fairly quick today here in Szeged. Got warm weather, warm water, slight tailwind or no wind. So great chance for these guys to do an amazing race. Into the buckets they go now, under starters orders, getting ready to go. And they're off, away clearly from the start. Looks like lane 5, the Hungarian crew, got out the quickest going into this first 100 meters of the race. They have a slight lead over the Polish crew sitting in second, as well as the Germans in lane 8. They're your top three going into the first 200 meters of this race. But remember, this is 1,000 meters, and as we saw earlier, a lot can change going into the second half of the race. It's a very tactical event. A lot of time to think and a lot of time to stick to your own plan. Going into the first 250 meters of the race now. And we have Germany in the lead, followed by Hungary and the AINB boat. They're your top three, closely followed by Poland and Spain. You'll see these athletes settling into a nice rhythm now, lengthening their strokes out. Germany slightly in the lead ahead of the AINB boat at the moment. You can see the Germans paddling on the same side to each other. Not uncommon in the canoe world. You see a lot of senior athletes do the same. The only time that can be as a disadvantage to them is if there's a side wind coming from the opposite side to where they're paddling, but otherwise they can go just as fast as the athletes paddling on opposite sides. Coming up to the 500-meter mark now, we see Germany in the lead by almost a boat length ahead of the AINB and the Spanish boat. Hungary close behind in fourth at the moment. This is where different race plans will come into play now in the second half of this race. Germany still in the lead. Spanish and AINB along with the Polish crew, as well as the Ukrainians down in lane 9, are pretty much in line for the second and third spot. About 300 meters to go now, and heading into the last 250 meters of the race with the official standings at this checkpoint now. Germany still in the lead, AINB in second with Ukraine in third, but really close behind is Spain and Poland now heading into the last 200 meters of the race. Germany still hold on to the lead by about a boat length ahead of Ukraine, Poland and AINB. Remember, a lot can change in these last 200 meters of the race. Looks like AINB have second position at the moment, just ahead of Poland and Ukraine. But watch out for Hungary coming up to challenge for the medals in that middle lane, in lane 5. We've got about 100 meters left of the race. Germany still lead. Poland, AINB, Ukraine and Hungary fighting for the medals. Looks like Germany will hold on to that lead to take the win in this final of the C2000 meters. It looks like Poland will take the win. Hungary take third. Hopefully they crossed the line before they fell out of the boat. We'll have to wait for official confirmation on that. And AINB will take fourth. There's your winners. The Germans, Weber and Wendt from lane 8. They're your European champions. Congratulations to the German crew for winning that race, with Poland coming through in second. And we'll have to wait for confirmation on who takes the bronze. It looks like Hungary got third. But we'll have to wait for the official result of that. Judges will have to make that call. The rule is that you have to still be in the boat, crossing the finish line. After that, it's not a disqualification if you fall out of the boat. We have the next final coming up in a few minutes' time, which will be the under 23 men K2000 meter final A. We have the Hungarians in lane 1, Zeman and Kayed. Lane 2, Slovakia of Kukuczka and Doktorik. There's the results already. Germany, gold medal. Poland takes silver, and Hungary do take the bronze medal, with the AAMB just missing out on the medals. So if you go back to the start list of the next race, in lane 3, we've got Menter and Graf from Germany. In lane 4, Yaksin and Filimonau from AAMB. In lane 5, Utsa and Sulak from Turkey. In lane 6, Midlog and Kubalski from Poland. In lane 7, Sindel and Kral from Czech Republic. Lane 8, Borgard and Dur from Denmark. And in lane 9, Santos and Fontes from Portugal. We have a few silver medalists from the World Championships in this race in different events. Adam Kayed from Hungary took the silver in the K1 500 meters in Canada, and Jan Graf from Germany won the silver medal in the 500 meters of the K2 racing at the World Championships. Racing in a different event here in Szeged, but there'll be ones to watch for sure. Into the buckets they go now, and the starters' orders ready to start this final. And they're off clearly. Pretty much all came out in a line. No one really jumped at the start from this field. It's not necessary in 1,000-meter racing. It's a long, long way to go. The start is not as essential as it is in 200 or 500-meter racing. Coming up to the first 200-meter of this race, we have the Germans in lane 3 in the lead, slightly ahead of the Czech crew in lane 7. Not much separating the whole field at the moment. We'll see official standings here at the 250, with Germany, Hungary and AAMB in your top 3, but Turkey and Czech Republic follow closely behind in 4th and 5th. Top 4 boats at the moment in lane 2, 3, 4 and 5 are pretty much all in a line, coming up to the 600-meter mark. 600 meters left of this race now. And Hungary, AAMB and Turkey are your top 3 coming up to the halfway point. We'll see official standings at this 500-meter mark. So officially we have AAMB, Hungary and Turkey in your top 3, with Germany and Czech Republic about a boat length down from them. This is where the race really kicks in for this 1,000-meter racing. This is where the different tactics will come into play, as we've seen in previous finals already this morning. AAMB in lane 4 are pulling away now, slightly ahead of the Turkish and the Hungarian crews. They've got about half a boat length lead on them, but still a lot can change in this race going into the last 250 meters soon. We have different race plans coming into play, and nothing is decided yet. 250 meters left of this race now, and we have Hungary in the lead just ahead of AAMB, and Turkey. Germany is not too far behind. Going into the last 200 meters of the race, we'll see some stroke rates picking up now. The job of the back paddler here in these boats is to sign to the front paddler by giving them more power to be able to lift the stroke rate up, to lift the speed up of these boats going into the last 100 meters of the race now. Hungary in the lead with AAMB in second, but Germany is challenging for the medals, and so are the Czech crew. Turkey is falling behind slightly into the last 30 meters of the race. Hungary still lead looks like they will be taking the win in this final. Hungary are your European champions, with AAMB and Germany coming in second and third. Slovakia just missed out on the final, on the medals, sorry. They'll be fourth. Looks like Kayet from Hungary broke his paddles, celebrating that win. Amazing race demonstrated by these boys. Timed it to perfection, took the lead when they needed to in the last 150 meters of that race, and just extended the lead meter by meter. A very well timed race also by the Germans coming through the end. They were in fourth and fifth for a long time and overtook the Turkish boat to get onto that podium. We'll have to wait for confirmation of who got second and third, but it looks like AAMB got the silver medal, with the Germans taking the bronze. Unfortunately, we just had confirmation of the result from the C2 Junior Men 1,000-meter races, and it looks like the Hungarians did indeed get disqualified for falling in before the start line. So that puts AAMB from the Junior Men C2 into the bronze medal position. But here you can see Hungary took the win in the K2, AAMB in second, with Germany really close behind, 0.04 seconds behind in the bronze medal position. Slovakia just missed the medals. They take fourth, and Czech Republic take fifth, Turkey takes sixth, Poland takes seventh, Portugal in eighth, and Denmark in ninth. So we have one more A final this morning, which is the C2 under 23 men 1,000-meter A final. Start time of that is in 2 minutes. In lane 1, we have Germany of Mariankan and Grambov. In lane 2, Poland, Stasilesovic and Björga. In lane 3, Molnar and Gani. In lane 4, AANA, Karatav and Arsenov. In lane 5, AAMB of Giomin and Rohau. In lane 6, Romania of Rotundo and Matescu. In lane 7, Czech Republic, Pricopa and Hirsch. In lane 8, from Spain, Vasquez and Velasco. In lane 9, Italy, Stella and Capori-Ruschio. The Hungarians won a gold medal together, these two boys of Jani and Molnar, in the C4. They're back together in the C2 for this weekend's racing. You see the athletes now in the starting area, going to the start buckets in their own lanes. They need to be in the starting area 3 minutes before the start time. They need to be in their own lanes, getting ready to line up and to be called into the start buckets to be under starters' orders. Into the buckets they go now. Last few moments before they start this race. C2 under 23 men's 1,000-meter A final. You can see the angles on these canoes, helping them out in the start, and they're off. Pull it out clearly. We'll see the standings now. We have Romania in slight lead at the moment, ahead of the Italians. All the other boats closely following, within about half a boat length from each other. So Romania in the lead as we come into the first 250 meters of the race. We see official standings going through this checkpoint here. So Romania in the lead, followed by AANA, Hungary, AAMB and Germany, pretty much all in a line following behind. Italy and Czech Republic are also close. They have a long way to go, so they still have over 600 meters left of this race. A lot can change still from here, going on to the second half of the race. Different race plans, different tactics will come into play in the second 500 meter of this 1,000 meter final. You see two crews here as well, similarly to before, paddling on the same side and clearly working well for them, as the leader from Romania are also doing the same. Going through the first 500 meters, we have Romania in the lead with AIMB, AINA in second and third, with Hungary and Germany following in fourth and fifth. All 5 boats are within about a second to each other. So nothing is decided yet. We still have 400 meters left of this race. A lot can still change, a lot can still happen. It's important for these athletes to stick to their own race plan, stick to what they've practiced. They can't get distracted by what's happening around them, what the other crews are doing. You can see the Hungarians now coming up on the AINA boat next to them in lane 4, and now being in third place behind the Romanians and the AIMB boat. We'll go through another checkpoint here now. The last 250 meters of the race. AIMB are in the lead in front of Romania and Hungary, closely followed by the AINA and the Czech boat going into the last 200 meters of the race. Lane 5 now lead, that's the AINB boat. In the lead, Hungary are challenging for the medal, but so are the Czechs, the Romanians, and the AINA boat. There's 4 boats in a line now behind lane 5 going into the last 100 meters of this race now. No doubt about the current leader. The fight is on for second and third. All these boats want a medal. They all want to get on the podium. You can hear the crowd cheering these boats on. Czechs are challenging the AINA, the AIMB boat now, but it looks like they'll get the win. Czechs get silver and the AINA get bronze, with Hungary just missing out on the medals here in Szeged. A very exciting race demonstrated by these young athletes. Very exciting, very, very different tactics in each boat. But it looks like they all stuck to their own race plans. They stuck to what they knew and timed it their own perfect way. Xiaomin and Rohau were a bit behind in the first half of the race and then pulled through in the second half to take the win and lead the race when it mattered, to take the win and be the new European champions in this C2 under 23 men's 1,000 meter event. That was the last final of this morning's session. We'll see the official results in a second. No more finals. This morning we'll have the medal ceremonies next. And in about 30 minutes time, we will have the semi-finals of some 500 meter racing starting at 11:48. The first semi-final on the course will be the C2 Junior Women 500 meter semi-final. Before that starts, we'll see the medal ceremonies of the finals that we've just seen. So we'll be back shortly for the first semi-final of this morning's session.
Romania the sixth, Italy the seventh, Poland the eighth, and Spain the ninth. Tisztelt Hölgyeim és Uraim, ünnepélyes eredményhirdetés következik a fajok egyes férfi ifjúsági 1000 méteres versenyszámban. Ladies and gentlemen, medal ceremony for junior men in kayak pairs in 1000 meters. Medal ceremony for junior men in kayak pairs in 1000 meters. The medals are presented by Mr. Victor Felix, Paddle Europe board member and chairman of the jury, accompanied by Mr. Kandler Victor, head coach of the Hungarian junior tennis team. In 2026, at the Paddle Europe Junior and Under 23 Spring Championships, bronze medalists Tom Hatton, Samuel Dixon, representing Great Britain. Silver medalists Richard Arnold, Timothy Zerebilo, representing Germany. Gold medalists and European champions, aranyérmesek, Európa bajnokok, Varga Zolán, Kardos Olivér, Magyarország. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Hungary. Hölgyeim és uraim, kérem álljanak fel himnuszunk tiszteletére. Ladies and gentlemen, medal ceremony for junior men in C2 in 1,000 meters. Medal ceremony for junior men in Canadian canoe doubles in 1,000 meters. The medals are presented by Ms. Hokshutima, 9-time world champion kayaker, accompanied by Mr. Jan Niklas Altmeppen, representing the German team. In 2026, at the Paro Europe Junior and Under 23 Sprint Championships, bronze medalists Anton Aptashka, Nikita Charanyik, individual neutral athletes. Silver medalists Oskar Dekowski, Mateusz Agustiniak, representing Poland. Gold medalists and European champions Emil Weber, Laurin Van, representing Germany. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Germany. Ladies and gentlemen, the medals. Congratulations. Hölgyeim és uraim, ünnepélyes eredményhirdetés következik a Kaja 2-es férfi U23 1000 méteres versenyszámban. Ladies and gentlemen, medal ceremony for men under 23 in K2 in 1000 meters. Ünnepélyes eredményhirdetés Kaja 2-es férfi U23 1000 méteres versenyszámban. Az érmeket Steve Freilinde, a Federal Europe elnökségi tagja adja át, kíséri Schmidt Gábor úr, a Magyar Kajakozó Szövetség elnöke. Medal ceremony for men under 23 in kayak pairs in 1000 meters. The medals are presented by Ms. Steve Freilinde, Federal Europe board member, accompanied by Mr. Schmidt Gábor, President of the Hungarian Canoe Federation. In 2026, at the Federal Europe Junior and Under-23 Spring Championships, bronze medalist Tim Miltner, Jan Graf, representing Germany. Silver medalists Mihai Yachin, Ilya Filimonov, individual neutral athletes. Gold medalists and European champions. Aranyérmesek, Európa-bajnokok, Zemen Dániel, Gael Ádám Said, Magyarország. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Hungary. Tisztelt Hölgyeim és Uraim, kérem álljanak fel nemzeti műszaki szeretőre. Gratulálok! Ladies and gentlemen, the medalists, congratulations! Ladies and gentlemen, medal ceremony for man under 23, C2 in 1,000 meters. Medal ceremony for man under 23 in Canadian canoe doubles in 1,000 meters. The medals are presented by Ms. Benedek Brahma, seven-time world champion kayaker, accompanied by Mr. Kashera Maxi. In 2026, at the Palo Europe Junior and Under 23 Sprint Championships, bronze medalist Maxim Karatayev, Matvey Arsenov, individual neutral athletes. Silver medalist, with triple cup. Gold medalists and European champions, Gleb Diomin, Konstantin Rohau, individual neutral athletes. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the anthem of Fellow Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, the medalists, congratulations.
Welcome back to this morning's final races here in Szeged at the 2026 Paddle Europe Junior Under 23 Canoe Sprint European Championships. We have 3 more semi-finals this morning. We'll start with the C2 Junior Women 500-meter semi-final. Top 3 from here will go on to the A final. We have Italy in lane 2, Ukraine in lane 3, France in lane 4, Germany in lane 5, Poland in lane 6, Lithuania in lane 7, and Great Britain in lane 8. Top 3 from here will advance onto the final. The rest of the field will be out into the buckets. They go now, getting ready to be under starters orders. And they're away. Nice and clear start from the girls in this semi-final of the C2 Junior Women 500-meter race. It looks like lane 7, the Lithuanian crew got out the quickest, along with the Ukrainians in lane 3. They're your top 2 at the moment. Going into the first 100 meters of the race now. Remember, top 3 advance onto the A final from this semi-final. Still got a beautiful day here in Szeged. The sun is out. We've got a slight tailwind on the course, straight wind. So no advantages or disadvantages in the lanes here today, which is what we like to see. That's what we want. We want fair conditions. We want fair racing, and we want fast racing. Going through the first 250 meters soon. We'll see the checkpoint and the official standings. So Germany in the lead, with France in second and Ukraine in third, closely followed by Lithuania and Poland. Going into the last 200 meters of this race now. This is where the sprint finishes will start happening. This is where the pace and the stroke rate gets picked up. Power is given from the back of the boat, which allows the front paddler to increase the stroke rate. The girls have to stay in time with each other to increase the chance of smooth running of these boats. Going into the last 100 meters of the race now, Germany are still in the lead, with France and Ukraine in second and third. They're your top 3 at the moment. Poland and Lithuania are trying to challenge for those top 3 positions now to advance onto the A final. 30 meters left of the race. Germany are still leading, with France and Ukraine also in the top 3. So Germany, France and Ukraine advance onto the A final, with Poland and Lithuania just missing out. Great race by these girls. Tight finish in the end, but clear top 3 boats in this semi-final here. And they'll advance onto the A final, which is tomorrow at 1:10 in the afternoon. They're your winners from Germany, Marder and Kliemke. They'll join the 6 other boats already qualifying into the A final from the heats. Next race will be the junior women's K4 500 meter semi-final. You can see them lining up already. Lane 1, we have Finland. Lane 2, Ukraine. Lane 3, Portugal. Lane 4, Germany. Lane 5, Czech Republic. Lane 6, Slovakia. Lane 7, Serbia. Lane 8, Sweden. And lane 9, Croatia. Same as the previous race, top 3 advances onto the A final from this semi-final. There's already 6 boats qualified into the final from the heats. So the last 3 spots are up for grabs here in this semi-final, approaching the start buckets now. And they'll be under start orders. You can see the flag in the corner of your screen, showing that it's a nice tailwind going down the course today here in Szeged. And they're off all out clearly and pretty much in a line, come out together going into the first 100 meters of this race. The Serbians in lane 7 have a slight lead over the rest of the field, but a lot can still change in the last 350 meters of this race. Serbia in lane 7 still in the lead, but you can see the Germans in lane 4 catching up to them with another 4 boats pretty much in a line for 3rd position at the moment. Remember, it's top 3 advancing through to the final. Going through the halfway points, Germany in the lead, followed by Serbia, Portugal, Ukraine and the Czech Republic. Coming up to the last 200 meters of the race, it looks like the fight is on for the top 3 positions here in the junior women's K4 500 meter semi-final. Germany and Serbia are your top 2 at the moment, but Ukraine is picking up the speed now. They're picking up the stroke rate going into the last 100 meters of this race. Looks like the fight is on for 3rd at the moment between Ukraine and Slovakia. About 50 meters left of the race now. Germany are still in the lead with Serbia in 2nd, and the fight is on for 3rd between Slovakia and Ukraine. I think Slovakia will get the 3rd and final spot for the A final, and I think they've realized that as well. But there's your winners on the screen, the German boat. Clear winners in this semi-final and advancing on to the A final. There's the Slovakians who came 3rd to also qualify for the A final of this K4 500 meter race. Following in the footsteps of the really strong current Slovakian women's team. We'll have to wait for confirmation, but from here it looked like Germany, Serbia and Slovakia advance on to the A final from this semi-final. We have the last race of this morning coming up shortly in a few minutes' time with the under 23 women, this time in the K4 500 meters. 4 boats in this semi-final with the top 3 advancing onto the A final. Italy in lane 3, Great Britain in lane 4, Serbia in lane 5 and Sweden in lane 6. 6 boats have already qualified from the heats onto the A final, so we'll see who the other 3 are. we'll wait for the results as well from the junior semi-final. Before we move up to the last race of this morning's program. You can see the boats lining up, getting ready to go into the buckets. They're in their own lanes in the starting area. You can see the start list: Italy, Great Britain, Serbia and Sweden. Top three will make it through to the final. Approaching the start buckets now. They'll be under starters orders once they're into the buckets. And they're off out clearly from the buckets. Serbia got the fastest start of these boats. They have a slight lead over the Italians, but all four boats are within a nose of each other now. They try and get their max speed as quick as possible, get the rate up, get the speed up to reach the max speed and then settle into a nice rhythm. Front paddler sets the rhythm for the three behind. She's got a very important job, and so do the other three, to follow perfectly and give her enough power to be able to set the rhythm. Going through the halfway point, Serbia are in the lead with Italy in second and Great Britain in third, with Sweden in fourth at the moment. Coming up to the last 200 meters of this race, Serbia still in the lead. Italy are in second, and the race for third is on between Great Britain and Sweden. A final is up for grabs in this semi-final. Looks like Italy is catching on the Serbians, but clear top two from these boats. Into the last 100 meters of the race now. Serbia is still in the lead with Italy in second, and we'll see where Great Britain are in comparison to the Swedish boat. Looks like Serbia, Italy and Great Britain advance onto the final, with Sweden just missing out. A great race by these girls, getting ready for the A final tomorrow. So that's this morning's session done. That was all the races. We've had some A finals, some B finals, and some semi-finals. We'll be back again this afternoon with some semi-finals, some 200 meter and some 500 meter semi-finals for this afternoon. The first race is starting at 2:30 with the C1 Junior Women 200 meter event. We'll have some C1s and K1s to begin with. We'll then move on to some C2s and K2s later this afternoon. So we'll see you back here at 2:30 for the first semi-final of the afternoon.
We kindly ask Barbara Yanotova to come to the medal ceremony. Barbara Yanotova from Czechia, please come to the medal ceremony. Thank you. Várjuk Bauer Zitát és eredményhirdetésre. I kindly ask Georgia Calamita and Alizaveta Fedorova to come to medal ceremony. Georgia Calamita from Italy and Alizaveta Fedorova from Estonia, please come to medal ceremony. Thank you. We are still waiting for Barbara Janatova from Czechia. Please come to medal ceremony. Barbara Janatova from Czechia, please come to medal ceremony. Thank you. the chess team. In 2026, at the Federal Europe Junior and Under-23 Sprint Championships, bronze medalist Anastasia Isabella, representing Italy. Silver medalist Yulia Kotska, individual neutralizing. Gold medalist and European champion Barbara Yakova, representing Serbia. Ladies and gentlemen, medal ceremony for women under 23 in kayak singles in 1000 meters. The medals are presented by Mr. Michel Etienne, Federal Europe Sprint Committee Chair, accompanied by Mr. Bauer Gyula, representing the Hungarian team. In 2026, at the Federal Europe Junior and Under 23 Sprint Championships, bronze medalist Elizaveta Fedorova, representing Estonia. Silver medalist Giorgia La Calamita, representing Italy. Gold medalist and European champion, aranyérmes Európa bajnok Bauer Zita, Magyarország. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Hungary. Hölgyeim és uraim, kérem álljanak fel nemzeti himnuszunk tiszteletére. Gratulálunk! Ladies and gentlemen, the medalists, congratulations! Hölgyeim és uraim, ezzel véget ért a harmadik versenynap délelőtti programja. 14 óra 30 perckor folytatódik majd a verseny. 200 méteres és 500 méteres középfutamokat láthatunk majd. Mindenkinek nagyon jó étvágyat kívánok az ebédhez, viszontlátásra fél 3-kor. Ladies and gentlemen, this ends the morning program on the third day of the 2026 Para Europe Junior and Under 23 Sprint Championships. From 2:30 you will see 200 meters and 500 meters semi-final. So see you at half past 2.